It baffled me that this man, a bishop, was born in a Muslim country. Not just a bishop, but the man who brought Christianity to the British Isles. This lady is one of 16 entertainers to have won an Emmy Award, a Grammy Award, an Academy Award, and a Tony Award. She's also the second African American to win an Academy Award for acting. Can you guess who? Keep watching, guys. Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Sotonye Afiesimama. If you're a subscriber, thanks for your support. If you're a returning visitor, I appreciate you dropping by once again. Why not subscribe so that you receive updates of my video uploads? If you're here for the first time, welcome to my channel, where I discuss events that occurred on this day in history with a view to informing, hopefully, entertaining, and most importantly, learning lessons from positive events and mistakes of the past, and hopefully not repeating those mistakes. Because as the saying goes, history tends to repeat itself. So guys, let's get cracking with today's important events as recorded in history. First, we'll start with, like I mentioned earlier, the bishop and theologian St Augustine. The year is 354. He was born on this day, and he shall soon be revealed. So here he is, a man called St Augustine, Christian bishop and theologian, born on this day in 354. He was born in a town called Souk Ahras. I hope I got the pronunciation right. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, if you're from Algeria or you know how to pronounce that word correctly. It's spelled S-O-U-K-A-H-R-A-S. So it's Souk Ahras, Algeria, in Africa. It is the capital of Souk Ahras Province, the Numidian city of Tagaste or Tagaste, on whose ruins Souk Ahras was built. It was the birthplace of Augustine of Hippo, which is his other name, and a center of Berber culture. It was a city of great culture described as the very hub of civilization. So that's a bit about Souk Ahras. So, in the late 6th century, a man was sent from Rome to England to bring Christianity to the Anglo-Saxons. He would ultimately become the first Archbishop of Canterbury, establish one of medieval England's most important abbeys, and kickstart the country's conversion to Christianity. The story of St Augustine's arrival in England was first told by the 8th century monk and historian Bede, writing 140 years after the events took place. Bede describes how, when Augustine arrived in Kent, King Æthelberht met the monk and his 40 companions outdoors because he was scared of the new arrivals practicing sorcery. That's very funny. That tickles me. Anyway, he died on the 28th of August 430 at the age of 75 in a town or city called Annaba in Algeria. So this is St Augustine, born in Algeria, died in Algeria, first Archbishop of Canterbury, born in a Muslim country. You know, very, very, very interesting. Very interesting. I found this fascinating. So that's the city of Souk Ahras, as you can see, in North Africa, very close to the Mediterranean Sea. Okay, so the birthplace of St Augustine, first Archbishop of Canterbury, first bishop, person who brought Christianity to the British Isles or the United Kingdom. Born on this day, and the year again is 354. Someone else who was born on this day was a king of England. Who would have thought? Coincidence? Edward III. 1312, he was born. Also known as Edward of Windsor, before his accession, was King of England and Lord of Ireland from January 1327 until his death. He is noted for his military success and for restoring royal authority after the disastrous and unorthodox reign of his father, Edward II. Edward III transformed the Kingdom of England into one of the most formidable military powers in Europe. His 50-year reign was the second longest in medieval English history and saw vital developments in legislation and government. In particular, the evolution of the English Parliament, as well as the ravages of the Black Death. He outlived his eldest son, Edward the Black Prince, and the throne passed to his grandson, Richard II. Okay, let's move on now. The year is 1770. George Grenville, pictured right here, died in London. He was an English politician whose policy of taxing the American colonies started the train of events leading eventually to the American Revolution. Okay, so he died in London on this day in 1770. So essentially, this is the guy who unwittingly triggered America's independence. So that's quite interesting. You know, sometimes you have events that you deem to be negative turn out to be positive. You know. Okay, let's move on now to the next event on this day. So pictured here is Robert Louis Stevenson, Scottish essayist, poet, and author of fiction and travel books, who was best known for his novels Treasure Island, which was published in 1881, Kidnapped, published in 1886, The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, also in 1886, and The Master of Ballantrae, 3 years later in 1889. So Robert Louis Stevenson, born on this day in 1850, Scottish essayist, poet, and author of fiction and travel books, best known for Treasure Island and, of course, the Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Okie dokie, and over here, some of his most popular books right here. 1922, on this day, this lady known as Janet Collins makes her debut in Verdi's Aida. She was the first black dancer to appear with the Metropolitan Opera Company. Janet Collins, who was the first black ballerina, was born, interestingly, on my birthday, the 7th of March, 1917. I wasn't born, not that old. She died on the 28th of May, 2003. She was an African-American ballet dancer, choreographer, and teacher. She performed on Broadway in films and appeared frequently on television. She was among the pioneers of black ballet dancing, one of the few classically trained black dancers of her generation. Janet Faye Collins, her full name, was born in New Orleans and at the age of 4 moved with her family to Los Angeles, California, where she received her first dance training at the Catholic Community Center. She studied primarily with Carmelita Marachi, later Lester Horton, and Adolphe Baum, who were among the few ballet teachers who accepted black students. She also had fond memories of studying with Los Angeles dancer Dorothy Linda II. Okay, so yeah, she did go through a lot of prejudice and eventually found someone who would, some people who would take her in. You know, it's sad how prejudicial our world was, I mean, less than a century ago. I mean, even up to 50 years ago, there was stuff happening, you know. This lady just wants to learn how to dance and people are turning her down because of her color. You know, it's so sad. Well, hopefully we have made progress. And we definitely have made progress, but a lot still needs to be done. Okay, 1955. I did mention this lady at the beginning as well. I didn't mention her name, so this is the information here. History was made on this day when Whoopi Goldberg was born. Her real name, however, is Karen Elaine Johnson. Born on this day, known professionally as Whoopi Goldberg, she is also a comedian. She is an author, television personality as well. A recipient of numerous accolades, Goldberg is one of 16 entertainers to have won an Emmy Award, a Grammy Award, an Academy Award, and a Tony Award. Goldberg's breakthrough came in 1985, so at the age of 30, for her role as Sally, a mistreated woman in the Deep South, in Steven Spielberg's period drama film The Color Purple, for which she has been nominated for the Academy Award for Best Actress and won her first Golden Globe Award. For her performance in the romantic fantasy film Ghost in 1990 as an eccentric psychic, Goldberg won the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress, making her the second Black woman to win an Academy Award for acting, and the second Golden Globe, her first for Best Supporting Actress. In 1992, Goldberg starred in the comedy Sister Act. Go check that film out. Fantastic film. Brilliant. Earning a third Golden Globe nomination, her first for Best Actress, Motion Picture Comedy or Musical. She reprised the role in Sister Act 2, Back in the Habit, 1993, making her the highest paid actress at the time. So Whoopi Goldberg's birthday, 13th of November. Happy birthday, Whoopi Goldberg. 1995. Sad day for the people of Central Colombia, West Central Colombia. This mountain is Mount Ruiz in the Cordillera Central of the Andes in West Central Colombia. It erupted twice on this day, burying the town of Amero on the Laguinila River and killing an estimated 25,000 people. Also, sadly, 5 years ago, 2015, unfortunately, as that happened in Paris on this day, terror attacks. The staged, coordinated attacks in Paris and its environs, the deadliest occurring at the Bataclan Theatre and Concert Hall. In all, at least 130 people were killed and more than 350 were wounded. Our hearts go out to those who died, and families of those obviously who lost their loved ones in these two catastrophes in 1985 and 2015. They'll be thinking about their loved ones today, no doubt. So our hearts go out to you guys. On that note, guys, on that sad note, we have come to the end of Today in History. I hope we've learned something. I did say that at the outset that the aim of this channel is to, for us to look back into history and see what we can do to prevent the mistakes of the past from reoccurring. For natural disasters, yes, I think the geologists and those who deal with seismic equipment, I don't know if they have seismic scientists or if there's any such title, but the equipment's a lot more sensitive now, so earthquakes are more predictable. It's easier to evacuate people. Obviously, if they know that something is about to happen, then it's easier to evacuate them. But sadly, these disasters are very, very likely to continue. That's life, and people are still going to die because, we haven't achieved perfection yet. Don't think we ever will as a human race. We can only get better, which is a good thing. If we want to get better, yes, we can always get better. Okay, guys, that's the end of Today in History. Thank you for dropping by. My name again, Sotonye Afiesimama. Thanks for your support. Do not forget to click the notification bell once you've subscribed. If you haven't subscribed, do subscribe so that you receive updates of my video uploads. Like and share also. Stay safe, guys. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.